Now they would love a third before the break. Salah's ball over. Ekitike for McAllister! Liverpool from a set play again. Cunningly kept alive by Ekitike and lashed in by McAllister. They will be delighted with the scoreline because it does not tell the full story of this first half.
Well, it doesn't matter. What it does show you is how important set pieces are in Premier League football.
Welcome to Redheads, still your number one West Coast-based Liverpool podcast on the internet. Tell your mates. And speaking of mates, I'm joined by one of my good mates. His name's Ian Locke. Ian, tell me what's up.
Oh, James.
Well said,
What
dude.
is up? What's up? I'm feeling down.
Feeling pretty down myself. I feel like it's going to be an up and down end of the season. It's definitely going to be an up and down pod.
I have a thought.
I'd love for you to tell me.
Just for the future of the pod. We only record after wins.
So we're done for the year.
I think we're done for the year. I think we could pack it up.
Now that's a pretty interesting idea.
Yeah. I don't know if you've heard this before, but yeah, we only record post-win, and then we're just called Liverpool Win. And then I think we're good. And then we're always in high spirits.
Yep.
And good attitude, good banter.
People come to hear us only after they're in the best mood themselves.
Exactly. And it's just, it's more fun to talk about a win. Call me first world problems, but it is true. Because this was a slog. At least one of these games was a definite slog.
That's right. I mean, that's you got a little ahead of me there. We are down, but we have two games to talk about, and one of them is a win. One of them is a pretty resounding win. That's 5-2 against West Ham at Anfield. We're also going to cover this torrid, turgid, horrific, dour, overcast, sombering 2-1 loss against basement dwellers, Wolverhampton Wanderers.
This
2-1.
relegation, bound.
Yeah, I mean, they're relegated. I mean,
they're relegated at this point.
Look, I can't do the math. I think they're down now.
The people are saying.
The people are saying they're down. And look, yeah. I guess that means so are we. I don't know exactly how that works. The transitive property of relegation means that Liverpool are in trouble.
How does the title belt get? Do they now have the belt? You know what I mean? How does the belt... I'm not a wrestling person, but isn't that the thing where if a wrestler with a belt gets defeated, the defeater gets the belt, the victor?
That's right.
Let's just assume that's right.
Typically, you put a matchup together where it's number 1 versus number 2, number 3.
Right. Not number
20, the 20th contender.
Yeah, right.
Well, look, let's get into West Ham. That was fun. It was 5 goals. Yeah. And it was, remember these, a goal in under 10 minutes? That was phenomenal. But before we get into that, let's quickly cover the starting lineup. I don't think there's much interesting going on here, bar one position, which is Joe Gomez starting at right back. That surprised me. Anything stick out to you about this lineup? I know it's been about a week now.
I mean, yeah, the Gomez thing was just the obvious. I think people were hoping that Wirtz would be back from his back injury or whatever he seems to be.
Yeah, good, great sadness.
But yeah, Gomez is just the main takeaway. And I mean, let's be honest, we don't really have that much to switch up. So it's kind of as you are for the rest of the season, I'd say. The lineup that we're about to discuss is kind of gonna be the boys until
you're talking about the Wolves lineup,
and this West Ham lineup too.
Yeah, I think that's right. I mean, the only things that are really going to change in and out are
Frimpong
and Gomez at the right back position. But let's get into this West Ham game. And like I just mentioned up top, things started out hot. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
It took about 2 minutes before we had a pretty decent chance. Szoboszlai takes a good shot. Doesn't go in. That's fine. People miss chances.
He tends to do that.
But then we win a corner about the 4th minute. And look, we've talked a lot of shit about corners, about Arsenal, about Stoke City. But we score from 4 set pieces, I think, in this match. I guess I'll call it 3. Call it 3.
Let's call it 3 just to be safe.
We'll call it 3. And let's talk about this first one. It's a Salah cross, who seems to suddenly be pretty solid at taking corners.
I feel like he's always had a pretty good delivery.
Yeah. Wolves win the header. It bounces out to Gravenberch. If you've seen this back recently, he does remarkably well to control
Beautiful
this.
ball.
Yeah, he takes it out of the sky while being pushed. Finds Ekitike in space, a little bit a la Divock Origi 2019 Champions League final.
Yeah, still a hard finish. He's on the left-hand side of the goal. He still has to cut in a little bit to shoot, but finishes with aplomb.
With the plum, that's exactly it. I mean, I think he megs the defender too, and we're off to the races. Look, 5 minutes, 1-0.
Is this still considered a set piece goal, even if it's off? If it's kind of like the second phase of play, I guess.
I think the rule is
how do they consider it?
A set piece goal is any goal scored within 8 seconds of the set piece being taken. And
is that true?
I think that's right.
I'm coughing because I can't believe this fact that you just laid on me.
Yeah, man, I did a little research, but it's complicated actually because this one was like 8.5 seconds. So I'm not sure. I think this one does count.
It just made the cutoff
because it does a bit of ping pong in the box. There's a couple West Ham headers in there. Falls to Gravenberch. Like I said, he finds Ekitike. Ekitike touches and swivels. It's a second touch.
Yeah.
And it was a beautiful finish. And suddenly things are feeling bright and easy on Anfield Road Street.
I mean, I couldn't tell you the last. I feel like we've been having a hard time scoring in the first half. We'll
just full stop.
Just full stop. So even just getting a goal inside 5 minutes is just like exactly what you need, especially playing at home to get the crowd up and running.
Yeah. I think the last one, if memory serves, was Ekitike way back against Brighton. He scored in the second minute back then.
We don't know. But
he's quick.
He's quick. He's good, man. He's a good guy. I like him.
He finishes fast, and that's what we love about him.
Yeah, he's a fast finisher.
Nice. Look, moving right along, something that stuck out to me, a couple things actually. First, about the way that we were playing. Like you mentioned, Wirtz is not involved, and Szoboszlai, Gravenberch, and McAllister all make up the midfield three, but it was interesting to me. It seemed like out of possession, we were often playing in a more flat back or mid three, not back three, excuse me, as opposed to Szoboszlai sort of switching into the 10 role that Wirtz vacated. I don't know if you caught on to any of that, but it was a more compact midfield three, and I thought that it paid dividends right away.
No, I did not catch that. And I wonder if they did that just due to the fact that, I mean, West Ham was playing with it was like a 4-5-1. And I wonder if it was just to combat that, the amount of bodies that they have in the midfield. So they try to pack that up so they don't, lose any battles in that sense. And Szoboszlai, I think McAllister too, underrated so far this season in terms of like his defensive work too. He can get into a scrap and win a couple tackles.
McAllister,
I think so. A couple times.
I'm a little surprised to hear. I think I gotta take the under on this one. I don't think that he's been pretty easy to run past, pretty easy to dribble past.
No, let's say at least like the last 4 or 5 games. At the beginning of the season, he was a sieve, but now I think he's kind of he's been a little bit more compact. But I didn't catch that though.
Well, that's why we're here, because you and I we catch different things. I also thought, speaking of Gravenberch, he had a really great start to this game, and it's the first time in a while that I've remarked on him having a decent performance. I'm not sure what's going on with him, but it was really nice to see him get this solid start, and then he gets the assist.
Yeah, I feel like with him too, especially like you kind of just don't really notice him throughout a game. Like he kind of just seems to be, not playing within himself, but like you just never know. He's not like the kind of dynamic player that a Szoboszlai is, where you see him everywhere. But like you said, he comes up with the assist. He has a few shots on goal too.
Yep.
Which one gets saved, I believe, like parried away. But, yeah, man, he had a pretty solid game.
Yeah, you're talking about him not being so dynamic, which I think is right. But he starts the season incredibly dynamic. He did it last year. He did it this year too, and then he just sort of fades. We're back to this, unbelievable trope of Liverpool players being 25 years old and not being able to run around for an hour and a half. But we'll come to that. But after another 29 minutes, I'm going to say, it's another corner, and it's about as simple as it comes. I mean, this one, it's from the right side. Szoboszlai, I believe, takes it.
Mm-hmm.
Van Dijk about 3 feet in front of the keeper. I mean, the fact that you can just stack 10 players on top of the keeper in the 6-yard box and it's not a foul is kind of incredible. But Virgil, he's got almost nothing to do. I mean, he heads it from 2 yards out, 2-0.
Yeah, I mean, he's the biggest guy in the box, so like he's gonna. And it was a pinpoint cross from Szoboszlai, but it's just crazy that we're just doing this now. You know, like yeah, I know we had
if you can't beat him, join him, right?
Exactly, but I mean, just in terms of like we had a set piece coach who we then fired, and then we hire a new guy, and miraculously we're pretty good at set pieces, defending and attacking them. Just think of all the games we could have salvaged from this. But no, it was a great corner. And just because we're going to be talking about the Wolves game, this game in comparison to the Wolves game was just like, it's crazy how, you know, the set pieces for that Wolves game were just like so bad in comparison. Couldn't get past the first man. But this one, everything seemed to be perfect. And I feel like Liverpool this season kind of have to have everything going for you in order to A, score a goal, and then B, also defend one too. And it just seemed like, you know, again, in terms of set pieces, everything that we were doing was pretty spot on.
Yeah, and you know, I haven't pulled the numbers up myself, but I wouldn't be surprised if at this point Virgil's our second top scorer. You know, Ekatika's number 1. I think he's got 11. Virgil's probably
11,
got 5 or 6.
Yeah, we'd have to figure that out, but I don't know.
Not my job.
I'm looking right now.
Well, while you're looking, we got a little taste of something that was going to come. He's got 3 goals in the league. I'm talking about all comps.
You got me there, buddy.
That's complicated. Yeah, it's a pretty complicated query for Wikipedia. Maybe ChatGPT could help. But pretty much right after we go up 2-0, we get a little taste of what's to come in the Wolves game when Alisson does something inexplicable, and we get away with it. When he gets the ball in the box, he's got all the time in the world, takes a touch and a half, and then hits it directly into, was it Jared Bowen? It might have been Castellanos, the striker for West Ham. I mean, he hits it off him on the penalty spot, and it's just a miracle that it doesn't roll in.
Yeah, man. I don't know what this is. Like you said, we'll talk about in the Wolves game, but like, just like, because he also makes a few decent saves in this game too. So I don't want to, you know, cast too much, you know, doubt on him. But there's just something wrong with his kicking.
Something wrong with his kicking. Yeah, as a goalkeeper, he's still playing, you know.
Yeah, and
in the top 3, I would say.
And we just tend to also give him the ball a lot.
Right.
Which gives him, you know, there's only so many. He has 4 people in front of him to pass to, and then other than that, he has to kick it out. And I don't know if it's like, you know, he has a pretty bad injury history with his hamstrings, so that could be just an issue that's lingering in his head. They just want to do that again. But yeah, he keeps getting himself. He keeps putting himself in these situations where we're just like giving the ball right back to the opposing team. And they're able to transition really fast and just apply all the pressure that they want and take shots and all that.
Yeah, I mean, look, his kicking's a problem, and I think that you're right that it's an injury situation. Whether he's worried his leg's gonna, you know, pull a hammy, or that if he's just actually kind of injured and incapable of kicking the way he once was. I mean, his distribution was maybe not ever on that, you know, Ederson level. But it was a weapon for sure. I mean, I think back to his assist for Mo against Man U.
Those long kicks. I think every time he slipped, you know, it was going to be an assist.
That's right. If he slipped while he was taking a goal kick, that was a goal kick. If you know what I mean. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely, a kick goal. No, like he has an eye. He knows where to pick out a pass. So he has the ability. It's just this season, for some reason, it's like baby confidence, injury, whatever that's plaguing him. It's just not. It's not doing it.
No, yeah. I mean, once upon a time, a goal kick was as good as a set piece.
Right. I'm surprised.
Not these days.
Yeah, I don't know.
Anyway, yeah. I mean, well, like we said, it's going to come up again. We talk about the Wolves game, but let's move on to goal number 3.
This is my favorite one.
Minute 43, I believe. Another corner, like we mentioned, we're the bad guys. We are the bad guys. But it's Salah again. He takes another nasty corner. It gets all the way to the back post. I think Ekitike plays it out. Yeah, has like a pretty nice touch, pretty soft touch out to McAllister, who takes a beautiful volley first time.
Amazing.
Yeah. And it was right past Wan-Bissaka, I think, who was on the goal line.
Mm-hmm.
I love when a team has a player on the back post and it deflects off them.
And it kind of
we just
like that just happened
against
at it. Yeah.
Did that just happen against Barnsley?
No, I don't know.
Well, we had one just the other day off a Virgil header, but either way, that's 3-0. It's not even halftime, and it's just smooth sailing. This was just such an easy half to watch. The whole game felt sort of like a training match. Just the energy was odd. Not a lot of intensity.
Yeah, and back to McAllister really fast. Dude, he's a menace in the opposition box, man. He can just, again, he's like 5'1", and he can just appear out of nowhere. He's like a little magician. And I love that little volley. Like, it was a great finish.
Yep.
And I also just love having tall players on our team who are able to use their frame in order to win the, you know what I mean? Like, just like, it's just nice. It's like it's nice having these rebounders. You know what I mean?
Look, you can't teach pace. You can't teach height.
Exactly. That's a God-given talent right there.
That's right. And Ekitike has it in spades. I think he's 6'3", and he actually uses it, unlike somebody else who's 6'3", plays in the left wing.
Yeah.
Not to mention him too early. He's coming up, but yeah. I mean, it's 3-0 at halftime. What more could you want from a home game against, in this case, 18th, but from relegation fodder? That's what we're talking about here.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna look, I didn't watch this game live. I couldn't watch it live, so I had to relegate to the highlights. And I was looking online during the game, and a lot of people were pretty underwhelmed despite the scoreline, especially going into the second half. And as the second half was kind of, rolling itself out, a lot of people were like really unsatisfied with the Liverpool performance. But I don't know, with this, it kind of seemed like going into this first half that it was just, kind of what we needed, in terms of a 3-goal lead. We didn't really have to get out of third gear to do anything. I mean, they're all set piece goals, so we weren't really exerting that much energy in order to get those goals. But I don't know. Were you able to watch it were you able to watch it live?
Yeah, I saw it, and I think I know where people are coming from. I mean, even in that first half, we didn't defend particularly well, and it was pretty easy to play through us, a story as old as the season is long.
I mean, that's just, what do we expect at this point?
And, skipping ahead a little bit, expected goals don't always tell the whole story, but, the Ekitike shot, the McAllister volley, those aren't really high quality chances. They're just great finishes.
Right.
So much so that by the end of the game, West Ham actually beats us on expected goals, which is to say that they, according to some algorithm, they created better chances than we do, despite the fact that we end up winning 5-2. I mean, another part of that is Frimpong's goal is an own goal, so that's got an XG of 0.
And also that Gakpo goal too is not an own goal, but it definitely has a heavy deflection attached to it as well.
Right. So like the quality of that chance, I mean, it's just not that high. And then so like let's talk about the second half, because like you mentioned, we come out of the blocks stumbling, and West Ham score almost right away.
Again, it's one of those things where I don't what's happening. Like, it's like literally every game where we come out the second half, doesn't even matter on the score, and we just look so lethargic, and almost like we forgot that we still have to finish the game. Like it's not even just like a player; it's like it's the whole team. It's so strange.
I don't know the last time I've seen us play for 90 minutes. Maybe Everton in August was a full 90-minute performance. But we're at best a one-half team
too. And I don't know if that's just the occasion, but like when we get into the second half, immediately West Ham score, and I've never seen a defense more like. So Souček scores, and he's just like in the middle. He's like right in between. He's able to be in between Konate and Van Dijk.
And Gravenberch is there too.
And Gravenberch, you have three players.
Not doing a
no
thing.
one's marking him. No one's picking him up. And he's able just stare, like literally no one's marking him. And he's able to ghost in and score off, I forgot who the player was. It's not Diouf. I don't remember who provided the cross. I think it was Diouf, actually.
Yeah, it was Diouf, their left back. And he is in acres of space too. Joe, who's still playing right back at this point, he doesn't pull out quickly at all.
And it's just, again, we just switch off, and you know, we're so fragile at the back too that one goal can turn into 2, can turn into 3 so easily with this team.
Right. You know, they score right after the second half starts, and you're thinking Leeds 3-3, you're thinking the Fulham collapse. All these things are flashing through your head. Luckily, things don't really turn out that way. I mean, after that goal, we kind of right the ship. I don't think West Ham are really creating that many chances, and that not that we are either, honestly.
I mean, there was that Gakpo chance.
I was just going to bring up,
like, what are we doing, man? Like, we'll get into the Wolves game again, but and I feel like his stats are not that much different than last season, and that he's having an okay season. It's just when you see him play, and you see kind of his general output, you're like, how is this person, like, how is he a starting player and not just a super sub off the bench? Not even a super sub, just a substitute off the bench. It's maddening.
Because there's nobody else. But I mean,
no, I know the answer, but it's maddening.
How did we find ourselves here?
Exactly.
You know, Gakpo should be Chiesa. He should come on in the 85th minute.
Sure. Yeah.
But you know, the interesting thing about this chance that actually is a good chance. Speaking of how everything else is low quality, that's off of a Jogo long throw.
That's right.
It's another set piece. We've yet to create anything from open play in this game.
I know. It's caveman football. You know, we just discovered fire, but look, you just gotta roll with the punches, man. You just gotta do what feels right. And thank God for Joe and his long arms.
But whatever they did 4 years ago that taught him how to throw a long pass, sheesh.
Yeah.
I mean, it's stuck. My God, the man can throw a ball. He's in the wrong sport.
You know what they should do? I think they should. You know how they're like, I think right now, Arsene Wenger's coming up with that, like, a new offside rule, and they're gonna trial it in the Canadian Soccer League.
I have not heard this.
Goes. It's basically like just a more refined offside rule. So it's like, I think it's like more. I don't remember. Anyway, it doesn't matter. But
I imagine it's more pro attack, right? It's
exactly. Yeah. But they should just bring in lacrosse sticks for throw-ins.
Go on.
Just put the ball like a little catapult.
And so nobody gets to throw it. It's just like you push the button.
Yeah,
and
then you don't have to waste time like fucking getting the towel, rubbing the ball, taking 35 to a minute to launch the ball. Just get
waste time. You have to waste time loading the catapult.
No, it's not loading. It's just like a little lacrosse stick, and it just fits in there, and you just gotta chuck it.
You just flick it.
And maybe we can have like a pitch clock or something, or like a shot clock for that kind of stuff too.
Well, they have been talking about that, making throw-ins and goal kicks. I think limiting those to as low as 5 seconds, which I think is honestly too short.
They had that for goal kicks already, don't they?
I think they have it for like when the goalie catches the ball.
Right. Okay.
And the ref will start doing this ominous 5,
right,
6, 7, and then the goalie kicks it inevitably on 8 every time.
Right.
They came up in the Bodo Glimt game against Inter.
Oh, okay. Bodo Glimt.
Bodo Glimt. Anyway, so Gakpo misses a great chance.
Yeah.
That's not that shocking. But what is shocking is 15 minutes later, there just wasn't that much going on in the interim. There's a couple of sloppy passes. I think Kirkes and Mo had some misplaced balls in the 60th minute or so. But then this kind of comes out of nothing, and it's not a set piece for once. But Gakpo picks up the ball, left side of the box.
What's he do?
Look, he dribbles. He cuts inside. He doesn't beat his man.
No, he does not.
He shoots. It's a massive deflection, and it's right in the bottom corner. Exactly what he meant to do.
Do they give that just to Gakpo because at least it's on target? Or
if it's on target before the deflection, then it goes to the attacker. Yeah.
What an ugly goal. Yeah,
But
I mean,
the look of
it
relief
was.
on his face was beautiful. Speaking of
It's
ugly,
true. No, exactly. And you want your players to score. Look, we love Gakpo. We want him to succeed at Liverpool. He's just been a frustrating player to have on our team this season. But yes, credit to him. I'm very happy that he got this goal. And look, we kind of need it because they score 5 minutes later.
yep, and it's direct from a corner. Same
From a
thing.
corner. No one's at the front. No one's at the post to
Nobody's home.
Nobody's there. Castellanos is there to head it in. Extremely annoying. Again, we're so vulnerable. And at 4-2, 75 minutes, dude, anything can happen. With
Suddenly you're
this team.
thinking, right, anything can happen.
Anything can happen.
Yeah, yeah. And then Slot rings the changes. On come Rio and Jeremy. Ekitike, he gets a rest, and Joe Gomez, he gets a rest. Both of those really make sense. Ekitike's got to start on Tuesday, which he did. And, Joe's just come back from injury. I actually thought Joe played for longer than I expected. 75 minutes surprised me.
Yeah. I mean, dude, squeeze as much out of him as you can at this point.
Yep.
So,
it's a desiccated fruit, if you know what I'm saying.
Absolutely.
But right away, you see what Frimpong brings, and it was so good to see him back. So dangerous.
Oh my God. Yeah. He like truly, he does. Frankly, he's just as simple as just being an out ball. He's just someone that you can do a cross-field pass to, and he's someone who can run the channels and just, carry your team up the pitch. Like, in that sense, he's like perfect. And also, he has a pretty good cross. He has a pretty good, as we can see here, he'll just like create havoc in the box. He gets an own goal, and that's all from him. I love Frimpong. I think he was a great addition.
Yeah, and I was a little concerned with his signing just in the idea of him being sort of a pure right back, but he's just not that at this point. He plays in Mo's position, right wing now and then, and when he is a right back, we're playing almost a back three with Gravenberch staying deep, so Frimpong can play as high as he possibly can, and it seems like Slot, at least in this one case, is getting something right. His use of Frimpong has gotten so much better over the season.
Yeah, and if he stays healthy, he could just be that starting right back, and we can still utilize him through the majority of the game. Because I think he has a pretty solid engine, and also like defensively, he's good. Like,
well, he can recover for sure.
Exactly. So, I don't know, man. Like, again, like I said, like when the game ended, everyone was like, cool, 5 goals. But the performance was like just lacking any like just any sense of like we're back. You know what I mean? It just felt like a deceiving scoreline.
I think that it was a deceiving scoreline.
For sure. And to watch the highlights, again, not having watched the game live, I get it, because you see the goals and they're good goals, but they're all set pieces. There's no attacking like, oh, this is what a Liverpool goal looks like. Oh, this is how they break down a defense.
We still have no identity.
Exactly, none of that. So very confusing.
And this is on the back of Forest, where we played terribly and had a miraculous 1-0 win. And now, we didn't play really that much better, you would say. It's just that sometimes, you flip 5 coins and you get heads 5 times in a row.
Yeah, again, I think we have to be extremely lucky to get a result from these games. Like, you have to be either like be pitch perfect, or just like you have to have luck. Like in the Forest game, we had 2 goals in the dying embers of a game.
Right, both in stoppage time.
Both in stoppage time. One of them gets overturned, but the other one gets okayed
by the skin of our little toe too.
Oh, absolutely. So yeah, man, it's just they're not performances that you can hang your hat on. I'll just say that.
No, look, it's back-to-back wins.
Yeah,
talking about Forest and West Ham, but like you're saying, the performances are inauspicious, let's say. Mm-hmm. And then along comes a spider named Tuesday.
Oh wait, hold on, real quick. The Ekitike goal. Do you see a celebration?
Oh, Gladiator.
The Gladiator, where he puts his thumb and he looks at the camera,
gives a little wink.
I love him.
Am I entertained? Absolutely.
Absolutely.
I do love him. He's the most exciting thing happening to us this season, by far.
Yeah. Okay, let's get into it.
All right. Well, so moving right along from bad game 5 goals to bad game no wins. We take on Wolves at the Molineux. They are apparently. Let me ask you this: are they the best team in the Premier League right now? Because they drew with Arsenal, they beat Villa, now they beat us.
I think they have more points than us this calendar year in 2026. I think they've accrued more points. I think that's a stat I saw, and I'm not gonna look into it. I'm just gonna say that's true.
Rubber stamp.
Just rubber stamp true.
Yep. Fact.
Because you'd be surprised that they are relegation bound by the way they performed. Again, did they end up beating Villa?
They beat Villa 2-0.
Yeah, so there you go. They beat Villa. Like you said, they drew against Arsenal. This is a team that I guess doesn't want to go down. They're acting like they still have some. They basically want to have a say in who gets this top, 5, these Champions
right.
League spots.
They're playing Kingmaker, and
absolutely.
I really didn't appreciate it.
No, it was really, really annoying given the fact that we play him today and we play him tomorrow on Friday in the FA Cup. And look, if you were to say which game is more important, I would consider the Tuesday game more important, just given the circumstances.
Yeah, the league game. I agree. Yeah. I think everyone would agree.
And you'd hoped that the Liverpool players also realized it. I mean, really, at this point, every single game is important given the circumstances of where
look, we're out of the Champions League places now.
And that first half was you said this up top. You said turgid. It was so bad. This is a game I did watch, and frankly, I'm very disappointed that I did.
Yeah, it was bad from the jump, and I think in particular I have to call out, because I called out how well he started against West Ham. Gravenberch was terrible to start this game. He picks up his yellow card in the 20th minute, and he was the second yellow waiting to happen for the next 25. I mean, I thought it was a lock. We had, but like you're saying, look, we got no tempo. We can't string passes together. We're not creating chances.
It's just, again, I just don't get it.
It was like the Forest game, really. This performance was close to the Forest game.
Just lack of energy. We dominate possession, but that statistic does not matter unless you have any attacking impetus. It's just a pointless stat if you're not going to use it.
It'd be like, asked out most girls, not how many dates did you get,
Absolutely.
We're sending a lot of text. We're sending a lot of text, but getting a lot of left on red.
And Liverpool, again, they're without Wirtz. We knew that going into this game.
He's the closer.
This was not a surprise. And yet we just start that half so afraid, Again, guys, this is do or die. There needs to be, and look, James.
And again, it's the worst team in the league.
Again, I knew we were going to drop points when I saw Dominic Szoboszlai.
Oh, thank you for bringing this up. My God.
I couldn't believe it when I saw it. When he comes out of the tunnel, James, and what's our guy doing?
Well, I said this to you day of, and I stick to it. I'm pretty sure he just watched the new Predator. He's like, I could look like that.
He comes out in cornrows. Guys,
tight cornrows.
Tight cornrows. Guys, he's Hungarian. I don't want to be, I'm not here to cancel anybody. That's not my job. That's not what I'm here for. But I just don't think he should have done that. And I truly think he cost this team 3 points.
Well, look,
I think everyone was too distracted. And I think the cornrows were too tight.
Yep,
and it was messing with his blood flow.
Yep.
Exactly. So at the end of the game, you saw how purple his face was. There's no blood flow.
That's right. I don't think he had a thought in his head for about 90 minutes. It was very much like family goes on vacation and then come home and the teenage kid.
Yes.
I've got a face henna tattoo.
Absolutely. He has puka shells for some reason.
Yeah. And he's like, I think I'm going to go to college there.
Yeah. But look, I mean, that was like truly like one of the stain on the game. But again, just this first half, James, we can't break down low block teams. It's impossible for us for some reason.
It's impossible. And we don't do it for 45 minutes, but I think we can kind of cruise through this because in the second half, we pull out the, secret weapon.
Yeah.
And, we should cover a little bit of the first half for this too.
Yeah.
We take, I think, 7 corners in the first half, and the each is worse than the last. I don't think we beat the first man a single time.
Say, this is what I'm saying. Like in comparison, like West Ham game, every corner was like pretty solid. At least it hit a target we were looking for. For the Wolves game, couldn't beat the first guy, and it was so infuriating that I'm like, a part of me was just like, let's like switch it up. Maybe let's do a short corner. Let's do something just to
get some mojo back.
Get some mojo back. At least have possession of the ball instead of like giving it to them right away. But I mean, just like nothing we did worked, basically.
Nothing we did worked. Yeah. Until it did, right? So early in the second half, actually not that early. I think it's the 60th minute, 63. We take a corner. It's Mo. For the first time, he doesn't beat the first man, but this time the first man is Ekitike. He gets that flicked on header, a lot like what he did for McAllister. And something that I still haven't quite fully wrapped my head around happens. On the 6-inch line, Curtis Jones goes to chest the ball in. It's not quite head height. He can't get there. He's going in with his chest. Gakpo sticks those long legs out, sort of Gravenberg go-go gadget style, and flicks it off his chest directly up into the crossbar. I can't believe that ball didn't go in.
I don't understand. I mean, he obviously knows Jones is in front of him because he's behind him. And the fact that they're both going for the ball, at least like maybe just be around to sniff danger. Like maybe if it comes off Jones and doesn't go in, maybe you can be there to rebound it into the goal. But the fact that they're both going for it is just so strange to me. Like it's like a pop fly in baseball. Just like call it. Just call the ball. Just like call off your guy. Not for Jones because I don't think he knows that he's about to do that. But just confounding. And then when the ball does go down, it falls in front of Kirkes, and he looks at because he's 4'7". He looks up and it just bounces over.
Watches
him.
it like a little kid in the outfield watching a helicopter.
Exactly.
I think it speaks a little bit to just the pressure they're feeling, Gakpo especially, and the desperation that they're coming to. Even though there's still a half an hour left in this game, they know.
Yeah.
Look, this is what we do now. We can't create. We score from corners, and we got to do it right now. Gakpo, I think, has never scored from a corner, so I don't know what he thinks he's going to do, but he does. I mean, if he was defending this corner, 100 times out of 100, he would kick it in. I don't know just physically how he was able to kick it directly up like he was. I also want to say, look, Jones goes in with his head. Maybe he takes Gakpo's, boot to the dome, but he scores.
Yeah. There you go. I mean, look, we truly should have taken the game to Wolves. We should have been all over them. And the fact that, we only have two shots, or we only have 6 shots rather, to only 2 of those on target is just, it's unacceptable, man. Especially at this point in the season, we're not comfortable in terms of our table position. Like we have so much ground to make up. And it was just it was just so frustrating, especially if we do end up talking about the results of the other teams around. The fact that we didn't win this game is just even more, you want to rip your hair out.
Yeah. Well, look, let's raffle through it because it's going to be more of the same, but we don't score.
No,
we don't look like we're about to score. And then 15 minutes later, but just about 75th minute, 77th minute, whatever it is, they take a pretty innocuous long ball. They just boot it up to the big man, Wolves that is. And inexplicably, again, Virgil and Konate are both ball watching directly underneath this ball.
They're both going after the same player.
Right. There's no one else there. But they both go for it. Neither of them win it. And suddenly, was it Gomez? No, it was, what was it there?
It was Joe Gomez.
It was Gomez. Okay, yeah. Okay,
I
so
believe so. Or no,
Gomez,
Rodrigo Gomez? I don't remember.
Rodrigo Gomez. It's Rodrigo Gomez, I think. Either way, it was one of the Gomez twins.
It was one of the Portuguese players for Wolves.
Right.
They have so many of them.
The classic Portuguese contingent in Wolverhampton, which is its own story, I would say. But look, he makes a pretty impressive run. He runs about 40 yards, but he's got nobody near him. And also a pretty nice finish. Chips Allison. Could Allison done a little better? Maybe. I don't think he nailed that, but I also don't blame him for this goal. But it's back to, look, besides being terrible in possession, the other thing that we've been all year is absolutely brain dead in defense.
Yeah.
And our slight uptick in form recently has been on the back of not doing these things. And we're just right back to it. I mean, the story is every time you think the chapter's finished, you turn the page and it's a PS, PS, another dumbass goal conceded.
Yeah, because I don't understand what the thought of. I guess you would blame Konate at this, like, because he knows that Van Dijk is there. He sees him, even though he does lose the ball. Doesn't look behind him to see if there's a player running into just open space. And maybe you could also blame Gravenberch or McAllister not marking that runner. But yeah, it was just brain dead. It was just so pointless. And it's so late in the game, James, to be doing stuff like this. It's the 77th minute. And we're not exactly we're not
tearing
scoring.
The door down. Yep.
Yeah, exactly. And
well, look, I mean, a little bit of blame has got to go to Van Dijk as well. Just win your header, and that takes care of it. Look, which he's been doing. But he doesn't do it this time.
Right. But it just doesn't make sense, man. Because then we put ourselves in these positions where we have to now go for the game instead of being, defensively solid and being okay, 77 minutes, we just do not let a goal in from here. And then we make all the hardest work out of it. I will say that, literally a minute after, I think a few minutes later, is the Rio and Gamoa chance where he does the little Gakpo where he cuts inside, takes a shot. And I think that gets tipped off the post, I want to say.
Yeah, it's Jose Sa actually makes a pretty decent save.
Yeah.
Yep.
So we do have our tails up. We now know that we have to get a goal. We need to get something from this
game.
We
wait 80 minutes until we concede to get our tails up.
That's the annoying part is
again,
why do we
against the 20th place team in the league. I mean, what are we doing?
Yeah, I know the stat is not good, and I know that Wolves are not recently promoted, but against we need to be very wary of these bottom half teams because we're very bad against them.
We don't beat them.
Yeah, we don't.
Look, getting ahead of ourselves a little bit, but our next league game is Spurs, who are
so scared, James.
Far and away the worst team this calendar year. They have 3 points in 10 games, I believe. Certainly no wins. They've got 3 draws, 6 or 7 losses. They look incredibly poor. They just lost at home 3-1 to Palace. Everything about that says we're losing that game. We're losing that game.
Oh, if we win, I will be. I mean, it is at Anfield. And I don't think they've won there since 2011.
Stop telling me these
stats.
Are
all recipes of just a Spurs 2-1 win. That's it. That's what's going to happen. But
wrapping this one up.
Yeah, let's get this.
We're down 1-0. We our tails are up, like you're saying, but we really aren't creating much. But suddenly, it's
just a lucky bad pass.
Yeah, just a bad.
The Wolves. Yeah, they played inside.
Was that Chachua, their right back?
Possibly
that wing back.
But Salah gets it. I was telling you off pod that he does that stutter step, which he always gets robbed whenever he does that. He
it's shimmies.
Cuts in. I think because he's trying to lay it off onto his other foot to get a clean shot. But he does score, and that's his first goal in what is that? Is this?
This was his
11th game. So he has that monkey off his back, but it's a really great finish with his left foot. Really amazing because he's never going to shoot with his right.
He's given up on that.
And it's the 83rd minute. It's the 83rd minute, and you think that we can do something here. But that's the thing. But that's the thing, though, James, is that when it's on, we are not. The
defense is off.
The defense is off. When we're on, the defense is off, and. I mean, we'll talk about it, but that's what ends up happening. Before a few good chances from Liverpool, I will say.
Yeah, we did have about 5 minutes of Liverpool playing like the champions.
Yeah.
Again, 1-1 in the 85th at Molineux. But yeah, we have a couple good chances, capped off by a pretty solid Rio cross that Virgil, look, he does what you're supposed to do. He wins the header, he heads it down. It ends up being right at Jose Sa, but that was a great chance. And when I saw him going up for that one, I was like, this is it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It looked like it too. The angle looked perfect for him to place it. There was no one at the back post to like, try to head it out if it did get that far. That was the moment, and we did not rise to the moment.
No, and in fact, we rose to the moment a couple minutes later. A Curtis Jones sort of harebrained back pass, I would say. Maybe it's not really his fault, not being harsh.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know who to. I mean, like, he didn't have a pass on besides that. And I guess you could argue that Jones should just be booting it up. He's like by the corner flag, right? And he doesn't have a pass on. He can't play it to feet anywhere near him besides Allison. And then this is where we get into Allison just like being really, really bad, kicking it out. He passes to Allison, who, also doesn't. I mean, he has
shanks it.
I think he has Virgil right in front of him, but there's also a Wolves player kind of sniffing around, so he's not going to do that.
I mean, I think that he meant to clear it. I don't think he was trying to really pass it. Yeah,
sure. And it's the 93rd minute. You have 6 minutes. There's only 3 minutes left of stoppage time. But yeah, they get it in transition. And again, our luck being what it is, it's a deflected goal and it goes in.
Well, first there's no one to close him down.
Right.
McAllister, Gravenberch, nobody's there to put a challenge in. He runs 20 feet, 20 meters, 20 yards, uncontested, takes a shot. Joe blocks it, but it actually is deflected, becomes a perfect chip. Allison does one of those creation of man, reaches his big old paw up there, is nowhere near the ball, and we lose 2-1.
Yeah,
go ahead.
I was just going to say, in terms of like no one attacking Andre, the Wolves player, you just see like McAllister like sticking out a leg just to try to like get something. It's just like I guess like foul him, just like take him out. Especially when you see he's exactly. If you see him wind up, just pulverize him, just get him on the ground. I can't believe it's infuriating. Again, we've said it 14 times. This team is going down. Wolves are relegated at this point. This was a must-win game, and we decided to shoot ourselves in the foot. And I mean, it's hard to tell if this league is just. I think the league is just good. Like it's just competitive, I would say, because despite this loss, we're still only 3 points off third place, which is just crazy.
Right. Well, Villa are in a tailspin.
Oh yeah, they are now in this dogfight.
And man, look, we lost. All right, we lost. We were in fifth. We lost. Now we're in sixth. But let's do that little fixture roundup like you were talking about. The first one happened. Wasn't super psyched about it. Chelsea spanked Villa 4-1. Right? They played Villa.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that it's kind of no matter what doesn't help and does help because somebody's dropping points.
And Arsenal beat them the previous game, so it helped us in that sense as well.
Yeah.
So like that game, like you said, like obviously a draw would be, I guess, nice. But
I mean that's 4 points dropped across those teams, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. But then Man U were the shocker, right? They played against a 10-man Newcastle for an hour.
That's right. They had a whole 45 minutes, I think.
Yeah. The red cards in the first half, I think.
Right. Yeah. So Ursula 90th minute winner, which was
a beautiful goal. Did you see this?
I did not see this game. I still need to watch it.
I mean, I didn't watch the game. I just watched the Ursula goal, but it's kind of reminiscent of Mane, like Mane first goal against Arsenal almost.
Oh my God.
Not quite that much of a firecracker, but
right.
He picks it up in the right wing. He does a couple of step overs, like lanky step overs, but in a way that people can't stop him. And then he just
step overs to step over in my book.
Step overs to step over, yeah. And then he just finds that top corner, and it was pretty nice.
I love it. I mean, I will definitely watch it now. But yeah, I mean, yeah, like I said, we're in 6th place, James. We're like looking out at the Champions League spots. Chelsea take up 5th place on 48. Aston Villa are on 51 points in 4th, tied with Manchester United on 51 as well in 3rd place. And look, Man United have to play Aston Villa next. They play them on Sunday. That's going to be a tasty, tasty game. Again, someone's going to drop points. It's going to be to our benefit. I believe Chelsea are playing Newcastle in
which is
March,
a toss-up.
which is exactly. And like you said, James, we're playing Tottenham, and at this point I don't trust Liverpool. I don't.
Right.
So you can't. There's no guaranteed wins at all. I will be very surprised. I always support Liverpool. Obviously, I always expect them to win, but your expectations can
disappoint
be your
you.
doom.
I'm quite familiar with that this season. I mean, look, you're kind of bringing me to my last point of the day, of the night, of the pod, of the ep, which is where are we now? Where are you now on slot ball? The eye test. The eye test is my eyes hurt.
Oh, I need eye drops, James. They hurt so bad. I don't. It's because I have a hard time, and it's because I don't have an eye for tactics. Let's just say that. So it's kind of hard for me to be like, do you blame the setup or do you blame the players on the field?
But,
you know what I mean?
But you have eyes. You're watching these games, and it's not super enjoyable.
It's not. But then sometimes you look at the players and you're like, you're not. It feels like you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing, even though sometimes I'll admit I don't know what the plan is. But yeah, but then like we have lost games due to stupid mistakes, and I can't blame that on Slot. Even though I watched
I think that's a good point.
I think you watched the first 45 minutes of the Wolves game, and you're like, what is the plan here? Like there is nothing. And I think last year we were so I guess like maybe this is an exaggeration, but we were so in love with like the essence of control that Slot had on the team and how Liverpool looked. Like we would win a game by 1 goal, and you just knew like we'd be fine. We would just shut up shop and it'd be fine. And now that's no longer the case. So, I mean, at this point, I think everyone's pretty exhausted, and I think everyone would be okay if Slot ended up leaving. And I think I'm in that same boat. I don't really feel that strong either way. I guess I would say.
I think that is exactly right. Honestly, that's sort of the biggest problem. What we're getting as fans is pushed to a point of sort of apathy.
Yeah,
the team isn't that good. Sometimes we win, sometimes we lose.
Right,
but it's not a lot of fun to watch. There's also a lot of mitigating circumstances, like you've said. I mean, of course, there's the tragedy that's been on the players' shoulders all season.
Yeah.
But on the other side of that, you're saying you're watching and you're not sure what the plan is, and I think that's a big problem too.
Absolutely.
What is the plan?
Like, and in terms of like the circumstances, like from what I've read recently, Slot didn't want Diaz to be sold, and he was a player that in terms of outballs, it was him, it was Nunez. They were players who could chase down a ball, and that was just a thing that we had in our arsenal that we could utilize, and we haven't done this season because Gakpo and Salah don't have the capability of doing that.
Right. Right. Please don't use the A word.
Yeah. So stuff like that, and then like obviously injuries. Like Isak is out for hopefully 1 more month. Leone is out for the season. Connor Bradley, like just like stuff like that, which you can't really use as excuses at this point, but it is just there. That's just the reality of the situation.
Right. I mean, it's a good enough team to beat Wolves and West Ham and Forest.
Yeah, absolutely. So,
but I think that you're making a good point, which is to say, what does this team look like with some, like as simply as swapping, Bayern buys Gakpo, Diaz stays. Yeah. What does this team look like? I think that it looks a lot different. The other thing is if Mo plays 90% like the player he was last season, this team looks completely different. And of course, neither of those things are happening. And that kind of can't be Slot.
Yeah, it just seems like this season, it feels like the system is not being tailored to the players we have on the field,
Sure.
So I'm open to whatever. Like, again, it truly just depends on where we end the season. I think if we don't get Champions League, Slot will be gone. I mean, he only has 1 year left on his contract. There's no reason to extend it or to even see how next season works out. Because you have a coach, you have a manager in Xabi Alonso, who we are definitely admirers of, that
making
you
eyes.
could just get. So, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's right. I think it's a shame that things have gone the way they have, but here we are,
Here we are, man.
But I could absolutely see a world in which Slot stays, we get 5th, maybe we make the quarters of the Champions League, and it's just not a very good season. It's a bit of when you drink the last third of your beer and it's got kind of warm.
Yeah.
But then in the summer we signed 2 wingers,
sudsy.
and way too much suds, a lot of burps. But Slot stays, we sign a fast winger or 2, ideally, and next season looks completely different. I could see that happening.
I know, exactly. I mean, like, last season...
Look, he won the league.
Exactly. So it's hard to write him off as a manager, too. Like, obviously, he's a good coach, and he's proven that. And look, we're still in 2 competitions where we can end up with a trophy. With the
I don't
FA
think we
Cup.
can win the league.
I think that's gone, sadly.
Yeah.
I think we're out of that. Also, isn't that so annoying too? When you look at the points tally of this season, what is Arsenal on? They're on
65.
Yeah. Like, it's infuriating, especially if you think of all the
67.
drop points against promoted teams. Like, what could have been? Anyway, it doesn't matter. But yeah, like the FA Cup, we're still in it.
Arsenal are the Leicester of the season.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh boy, what a bummer. FA Cup, yes, we could potentially win that. I don't know. Again, I was texting a friend, and it was after the Wolves game, so I was very angry. But I'm like, people are saying that we have a chance in the Champions League. Like, give me a break. Like,
have you watched those?
Galatasaray are going to rip us apart. and who knows? Because we're such a Jekyll-Hyde team, especially when it comes to these cup competitions. I feel like.
Yeah, look, we played well in Europe. We've beaten Arsenal, we've beaten Inter, we've beaten Madrid, we've beaten both Madrids. So
yeah.
I see why people could think, you never know. But then I've also watched us play against Wolves for 75 minutes, and
right.
And you just know.
Also, yeah, I know it's like they say it's not, but also could just be an occasion thing where the players are just not up for that.
We actually give a shit on Tuesdays.
Exactly. Yeah, maybe they're just they're midweek warriors.
Right. The weekends they relax, which
exactly.
I do the same
Take your
thing.
feet up.
I do the same thing. Well, look,
they work hard, they play hard.
We play Wolves tomorrow.
Yes.
Tell me the score.
I don't know if we're gonna win this game, James.
I think we are. I was always worried that we were going to not win one of the 2 games, and I thought that it would be the FA Cup that we would lose. But
yeah,
we got the loss out of the way.
I mean, in terms of changes, what can you do? I mean, besides you could change the goalkeepers. I think he might do that. Gomez could play. Robertson can play.
Yeah, I think Robertson comes in. I think
Gamoa.
I think Curtis Jones comes in.
Although
Slot seems to just hate the guy. I'm not sure where that came from.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, but Jones could play right back if needed, because I don't know where Frimpong is at. If he could play maybe a full half. And I think with this game too, you get more. Do you get 5 subs this game? I think
you get 5. Cup? Yeah, I don't think you get 7.
But yeah, Ngamoa for sure. And then I don't know.
Maybe Chiesa comes in.
Probably, but maybe
so. I think Ekitika's playing.
Maybe a cheeky Naoni.
Hey, you never know. He gave Naomi the minutes ahead of Curtis against West Ham, which was interesting.
Right. So I don't know. I mean, look, dude. My expectations are just they're bottom feeders. So I'll just be. I don't know. I can't tell you. And also, this has extra time and penalties, James. I would hate.
Couldn't be bothered.
Couldn't be bothered. Could not be bothered. I could see us losing on penalties, and that would just be heartbreaking.
Yeah.
But who knows?
Yeah. That would be brutal.
this is the Liverpool this season. They've broken my heart, and it's hard to give a scoreline that's positive at this point.
All right, you heard it here first, folks. 3-1 Liverpool.
Love it.
Straight from Ian's mouth.
You
Look,
heard
Ian,
it. Yeah.
it's the dying vestiges of this episode, and I think we need to tell some people where to get more content if they want to hear other episodes.
Oh my gosh. Are you hungering? Are you hankering for content?
I'm hungry.
Folks, we have you. We have your back on this
Tell
one.
them.
Check out, have you heard of it? YouTube. Hello. The Redheads YouTube page. You got shorts. And I know it's pants weather, but spring is just around the corner. So you're going to want to check out those shorts.
You're going to miss stuff like this if you don't go there.
Exactly. Check out our episodes on YouTube. Check out our episodes on Spotify, Apple, any podcatcher of your choice. Check us out on Instagram at Redheads Podcast. And James just dropped a pen, so check that out. And if you can find his pen for him,
hey, you're helping me out.
Great.
Scratch my pen, I'll scratch yours.
But I think that's it, James. I think we got everything covered.
I think that is exactly right.
And I think there's just one last thing to say.
1, 2, peace.
Peace.
Redheads.
Redheads. Redheads.
So sick.
Redheads.